Hello, and welcome back to the church office.
Thanks for stopping by.
We've been on hiatus.
It's been 2 weeks
We've
since we
been
did
a couple
one, right?
weeks,
Yeah.
and just the way the holiday fell this year on a Wednesday,
Yeah.
right in the middle of the week. We usually like to record these on a Wednesday. It's a good day for us because we have got the events that we know are kind of on the horizon, coming up for the weekend and in the future. And so, it just kind of worked out.
I guess we could have pre-recorded some episodes, but one, does that feel disingenuous?
Yeah, what are you gonna say?
And two, I don't know. I felt like Christmas just kind of snuck up on us.
It did sneak up on. It did. I remember. Because the last thing our last kind of announcements was Christmas is in a week,
right?
And I think that kind of surprised us both.
Yeah.
Overall, I do want to begin by saying again, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I feel like we had Christmas and then church, and then I was out of town for a week visiting my daughter and her husband, which was a great trip. Kind of just got back. I really didn't get a chance to follow up on some of the Christmas. I thought I thought the Lord really blessed our Christmas Eve and Christmas Day worship.
It was great.
Wasn't it? It really was nice.
Yeah.
And that doesn't just happen. The Christmas Eve worship, especially, a lot of moving parts. The choir, the orchestra, parents bringing their kids to sing at church, the 5 and 7.
Oh yeah.
Elders, ushers, communion folks getting ready for our Christmas Day. Christmas Day always a wonderful time of worship. PowerPoint operators, our video techs, our sound techs. It's just everybody.
A lot of people serving all at the same time together.
It is, and it's great. It's just wonderful. The church was decorated beautifully. The poinsettia. Mm-hmm. Poinsettia or poinsettia?
I still don't know.
I still don't know either. That's going to have to wait. That's
next year.
That's Christmas of 2025. That's a 2025 problem. But just everything was great. And so thank you for everyone who has volunteered and made that possible. I thought it was just wonderful.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah. For the sake of the gospel.
And then I left you alone on Christmas, or New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve, yeah.
How'd that go?
Good. It was we talked about the Book of Ruth in sort of a different format. I had the podium up there, and I was just sort of, did some teaching right out of the scriptures from the podium instead of a normal sermon. And, I can't speak for anyone else, but I thought it was fine.
Wonderful. Good deal. All right. Overall, PJ, talk to me, man. How was your Christmas? Because you got the little ones.
Yeah,
Christmas Pastor Brooks
was good.
has the boys.
Yep.
What, third, first grade? So your
Christmas
third
and first grade.
Mine.
Yep. They let's see. What time I think they got up at 5:30, which was exactly what we expected. We were going to try to avoid the 3 a.m. or the 4 a.m. where you got to try to then get them back to sleep. So they wake up at like 6:15 usually on a normal school day. So 5:30 we thought, all right, we'll get up, and it actually kind of worked out because then service over here is at 10, so we got to wake up. They got to do their Christmas presents. We get breakfast stuff ready, and then come over here for church. So, but it was it's fun. It's fun with little kids, and
my kids are a little bit bigger now, so we did some things. Opened up a few gifts. I had to get here to church, a little bit earlier than usual, and so I had my son and my daughter Leah was home from Chicago, and when they were little, we would open up a few gifts on Christmas Eve, and then I would come to church because church is always at 5:00. There's stuff going on. Unbeknownst to me, they said, "Well, let's wait till Dad gets home from Christmas Eve service and open gifts."
Oh, wow!
So I get home. Service is at 9. We're done at 10. We kind of clean up a little bit, and I said I was going to vacuum. I didn't. Which, again, another shout out. You guys did a great job of keeping wax off of the carpet and pews. There was still some, obviously.
A little bit.
Well, actually, there was a lot, but it could have been worse. I was very impressed. And I think the 9 o'clock service did it. So I think it was ranked.
9 was the best or worst?
They were number 1 ranked.
Oh, okay.
And then the 7 to 5 o'clock, there was over 700
There's
people.
A lot of people in there.
700 people in church at 5. So I'm not gonna, even though you're third ranked, I thought it's still. Anyway, point is, I get home, it's about 11:15. And they say, "Oh, good, Dad's home. We can open presents now." And so there's not a lot of presents when you're growing up children, but still. Really, guys? I've got church in the morning.
Right, ready for bed. Right, yeah.
But no, that was fun. That was really good. Hey, let's talk about some of the gifts that were given to us by
Okay,
some
yeah.
of our parishioners.
Yep.
I'm going to kick it off with, first of all, thank you for those of you who gave PJ and I gifts.
Yeah, that's really nice. Very
generous.
I mean,
very thoughtful.
Yeah.
And a couple of really thoughtful ones. So for those of you who know Stacy Ferguson, our former business manager, who now works for the Michigan District, Dave and her husband Dave, right? So Dave and Stacy and their 3 girls, they said, I don't know what they were doing, but they found this. And it says thermostat police.
Oh, I have not seen this yet.
Thermostat police. Because I've kind of gone a little bit overboard in controlling the thermostats around.
Because you can do it with your phone now. That's the that's the upgrade.
Yes, they're all online, and I can kind of monitor them via my phone.
Yeah.
When you name a thermostat project after the Hebrew word for overlord operation,
you know where it's going.
Yeah. Thermostat police might be. So Dave and Stacy, thank you.
Yeah,
they gave me this. And speaking of the Ferguson,
they also gave me a gift. Check this out.
I think they win the award for most thoughtful gifts. Right?
So this is also from the Ferguson. This is a barbecue book, and the story here is that.
Please tell the origin story.
Well, so I got when we bought our house here, I had to get a new grill, and I tried to move the old one, and it fell apart halfway. Trying to get it down the driveway, and just collapsed. So anyway, so I had to get a new one, and I got one that has a smoker. And I never had that before, so I've been trying out, smoking different meats, and I don't know, 6 months ago maybe I tried a brisket, which
it was in the summer.
It's like that's like the top of the top.
Yeah, and you were very excited about it.
And I had just always heard you do the brisket low and slow.
Sure.
So I put the smoker on as low as it would go, and I just left it for overnight. It was overnight one day.
Yeah.
And to pull it out, we got people coming over, big party. Pull this thing out, just tried to cut into it, and it couldn't get the knife through it. Finally ripped a piece off of this and tried to, and it was, I mean, I don't know, it was both burnt and it was you couldn't eat it. And so legitimately we had to go get Chicken Shack for the party because. So then so Dave Ferguson is an excellent barbecue master, and he said, well, first of all, he told me about this book, and then this is what he gifted me. And he said, here's the thing, low and slow, it's true, low and slow, but as low and slow as you did it, you were dehydrating the meat.
You made beef jerky.
I did, but it wasn't good beef jerky. So now, and the follow-up from that is I've tried to get this going a few times since that, but Jackie she's very hesitant now. So I haven't done it yet because every party I say, hey, Jackie, I'm going to get another brisket and do this right. And she says, I don't know if we can.
That's the catch-22 because to get a whole brisket for just your family, that's too much.
Yeah.
You really got to save it for that. So,
but now
I think we're on the right track.
Dave said, if I just follow this,
and
it will be perfect. So
I'm looking forward to the brisket story this summer.
That's right. Yeah.
So stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
What else do you get? What else you got going on there?
So this might be my favorite. This is from a first grader here. One of our first graders gave this to me.
That's awesome.
And and their church member, Charlie is her name. And she told me that she was just in a store and they saw it on a shelf. And she said, Pastor Brooks would love a manger scene snow globe. And so they got, you can turn it and it was so thoughtful and I love it. And it's been sitting on my desk ever since then.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, isn't that nice?
All right.
And Jackie got me a new Bible trivia game. I love Bible trivia. I love Bible jokes. I love all this stuff. I tried this out with a middle school religion class this week.
Yeah.
And it is so good. You and I will have to play sometime.
Oh, it's a hit.
It's really good. Yeah. It's really good.
Have a slow news day.
Yeah.
Slow update day.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
Yep. So that was my haul.
All right. PJ, somebody gave me this, and usually people will give me gifts so I'm able to say thank you, and that to them. Thank you, Dave and Stacy. Thank you, the girls. Somebody left this in the office, okay, and with no name. So whoever gave me this coffee from Guatemala, all right, thank you very much. But here's the thing, PJ, I really think there's 2 of them in here.
This was anonymous?
There's no name. Maybe it fell off. Maybe it was on here and it fell off. I don't know. But I want to throw it out there. If you're watching and you were the person who gifted, please let us know. I want to say thank you to you. But there are 2. All right. they have to mean for you to have one of these.
Well, I'll definitely help you drink this.
Yes.
These are okay. So these are ground. So this is ready to go.
Yeah, this is
put it in
ground.
the regular coffee maker.
Not the whole bean.
Yeah.
Yep. And so this is PJ. This is called Smooth and Exotic. An exotic coffee combining notes of chocolate, nuts, and dried fruit. Do you ever notice that this coffee, fancy coffee, never tastes like it has notes of? Did you ever notice that?
Yeah, I have noticed that.
It's got fruity notes.
And I have to say that the picture on this coffee does look like Guatemala.
It does, yes.
That's what it looks like.
Yes.
Sort of jungly and volcano-y.
It's a very
and
mountainous region.
a lot of mountains, yeah.
This well-balanced blend results in a nutty aroma and smooth finish.
I think you could write coffee descriptions. I think you have that
I tell you
skill
what,
set.
I would love to read. I would do a voiceover of coffee descriptions all day. If you're out there and you're looking for a voiceover guy, all right, to really hit the nutty aroma. All right. Yes. But that's yours.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Thank you. Let us know. Who are you? Let us know. All right. All right, PJ, before we get into things,
what do we got?
I do want to say, wow, what did you do in that week between Christmas and New Year? That's always it's an interesting week in the church year.
Yeah.
Especially this year because it was on a Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
But I've always found that's kind of an exhale week for us as pastors. Because leading up to Christmas, it's so busy. It's Christmas. You kind of exhale. You kind of catch your breath a little bit. How was that week for you?
It was good. I had we get a little extra family time. Jackie usually has family that comes in at Christmas on like her side of the family, and so we had plenty of like family get-togethers and just hanging with the boys and just we stayed at home. We didn't go anywhere. We don't typically travel around the holidays and lots of extra. Just play time with the boys and
no sledding, huh?
Well, no, but I would love to do some sledding this year with the opportunity presents itself.
Well, speaking of our good friend Dave, we got to follow up with him.
If that happened,
Dave told me I'm going sledding over the break.
Yeah,
I'm taking the kids sledding, and I said, "How?" And he said, "I'm driving north until I find snow, and then I'm entering Sled Hill by me."
Yeah.
So that's what's that's adventure there. We had a really neat week. We went to visit my daughter Becca. Who you've met on the show. She has since moved to the San Jose area of California. Mm-hmm. So we're in California for from December 30th to over the holiday and then back on Saturday in time for church. It was kind of fun because we were in that San Francisco area during the Lions.
Right, when the Lions were in San Francisco,
And not only that, but if you're on the West Coast on Monday night, the game starts at 5:15, like a normal. So you get to watch.
Right, you don't have to stay up till midnight to watch the game. Yeah.
So we watched the Lions beat the 49ers, which was kind of fun. 49ers people are really friendly. I was in a market buying some groceries for their trip because we stayed at Becca and Josh's. And there was a 49ers fan who saw I was wearing my Lions gear there. Yep. And he said, "Hey, man, are you going to the game?" And I said, "Well, no, I'm not going to the game." But he goes, "You know what? Now that we're out of it, because the 49ers did not have a great season, now that we're out of it, we're all rooting for you." I don't know if he meant all the people in California.
I think so. That's
all the people in that store.
Yeah.
I don't know who he meant by all.
It's a collective.
But we're all rooting for you. It's really nice about it. He was a nice guy. He goes, "Actually, man, we really wish we could trade for your head coach." That was funny. It was Dan Campbell, man, making a splash all over. All right. So, it was kind of fun to watch that game there. Speaking of the Lions, as we're talking about this, PG, I don't know if you know this. Other podcasts I listen to will talk about other sports because they're fans of other sports.
Yep.
They always have a sponsor. They have a sponsor, which, by the way, even though I have my thermostat police, I want to give a shout out to White Furniture. Right? For example, let's say that White Furniture would want to sponsor our conversation about sports.
Yeah.
We'd have what they call the White Furniture Sports Minute.
But
these guys are big, so they have the Under Armour Sports Minute.
Yeah.
And then they're golf guys, but they talk about college football.
Yep. Okay.
So I know that you're not as much into sports as I am, but we still follow the Lions, right?
For sure. Oh, yeah.
Did you see
I've been watching the Lions.
Did you see the Red Wings are on fire?
Yeah, they got a new coach, right?
They won their 5th game in a row last night in overtime. That was awesome. The Pistons are playing 500 basketball, so we might have a sports minute. The sponsor for us in our sports minute, it would have to be somebody like a Play It Again Sports.
Okay, yeah. Right here around the corner. Yeah,
we're not athletic. Right. We're not good at things. You can't guard Anthony. We've established that.
I cannot guard Anthony. Yeah.
Anthony Johnson,
Yeah.
unguardable. So yeah, play it again. Welcome to Pastor Brooks and Pastor Jay's Play It Again Sports Minute,
Yeah.
where you can get a used tennis racket for $3.
I love that.
Big game for the Lions. Big game next week. So that will be fun. We talked about the gifts. We talked about with the Guatemala.
Yeah.
So coming up in the month of February, we're going to kind of explain a little bit more and talk about our ministry there at the Care Point in Guatemala.
Yeah.
Okay. We're starting a project there. Our goal is February 23rd to have encouraged 10 more families to consider being sponsors.
Yep.
Because there are some opportunities for sponsorship there. And this will be part of it. Each year we'll have sponsors kind of rotate out of there. So as well. So more about that later, but I thought that was a nice little segue there.
Yeah.
For coffee from Guatemala.
Yep.
And then I'll be talking about our ministry there, Children's Hope Chest, and our
so we'll kind of get to hear about what's going on down there.
We'll get an update on the project that started. We're starting the project there for the church, which is hosting over 100 kids on a weekly basis with nutrition and education and that. So that's really a neat thing. We've got a meeting coming up here in the next couple weeks, what they call a huddle, is where we sit down and we have a Zoom meeting to kind of get some of the updates as well.
Yep.
Our friends from Bethlehem Lutheran in Colorado, Denver area of Colorado, they took their trip there first part of December. First week in December, they were there.
Yep.
Pastor Langwish and his team were there. So we'll have an update on that as well with some pictures and videos. We'll be sharing those here in the next few weeks.
Yeah,
so
cool.
we wanted to get that off there as well. PJ, let's see. Let's talk about our spiritual gifts class.
Yes. Okay. So I brought the book. I am so excited about this.
Yeah,
this is going to be great. So this is starting not this week, but next week in Bible study. And Carol Kashmir is going to be guest teaching. She is the, sort of our community expert in teaching on the spiritual gifts out of the Bible. So it's 6 weeks, Sunday morning Bible study. So definitely everybody is encouraged. That's, if you're already going to be a part of Bible, that's great. But this would be a great opportunity to kind of jump in on Sunday morning Bible study.
Definitely. Yep.
To stay for that extra 45 minutes and join us when we do the coffee and treats and stuff, but then just kind of be able to dive into this one specific topic that's just so important for us as Christians. This would be a great thing to kind of make part of your New Year's plans here to jump in with this.
It's one of those things in Scripture that it's easy to kind of just, just talk about in Bible study as we are the body of Christ. We all have, different purposes, kind of a thing, and then just go on from there.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is we have been given gifts.
Yeah.
We have been given gifts, it's biblical, at our baptism, which are unique to what part of the body of Christ we are. And to talk about how we discover those, the means to accentuate those as part of the body, that takes a little bit more effort than just a 10-minute reading of Ephesians and Romans. And that's what this is. So we're diving into this for 6 weeks. It's a great time to do that. And again, get the kids in Sunday school. Join us for a Bible class there in the gym. We really encourage you to consider helping that. And that's going to begin the 19th, right?
Begin the 19th.
Not this Sunday, but the 19th. So we'll stress that next time.
Yeah, so by the end of this class, you, as a Christian, we all have spiritual gifts.
Right.
And you will have at least a good idea as to what your spiritual gifts are that you can go and then test them out.
Yeah. We'll take an inventory.
Yep.
We'll kind of go through that, that kind of a thing. So really want to encourage you to consider jumping into our adult Bible class beginning, obviously this week too, but especially on the 19th, and to make that 6-week commitment.
Yeah.
All right. PJ, where are you off to next week? What's going on?
That's right. I've got my mug today is my my seminary mug. And they hand out coffee to everybody after chapel. Chapel's at 9:30 every day.
They hand out a mug too?
So they do hand out these mugs, and the idea is you're supposed to use the mug, bring it back the next day, and just keep using it. But I'm not there every day.
Did you take the mug?
No, I bought it. You can buy this also at the bookstore. I think it was cheap, but anyway, I'm going to be in class next week in St. Louis. Class on the New Testament.
Yeah.
New Testament.
Oh, right. This is the one you're kind of talking about.
Yeah.
Because you're basically your assignment
is to read and take notes on the New Testament.
Read and take notes on the New Testament.
I'm not quite done. I'm
How far
going to be taking notes. I'm about halfway.
All right.
So I was planning to be done by now, but Christmas.
It's Christmas. It's
So I've got from now until Sunday.
We got a rigorous taping schedule too. You never
That's
know.
right.
Right? Every time you turn around, I'm saying, PJ, let's go.
Yeah.
We got to record something else.
Yeah.
So you're gone next week.
Yeah, I'll be in St. Louis all next week. I'll be here for church and back for church. But
so I had a choice. I could either take another week off, or I could bring in a guest host.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah,
I think I'm bringing in a guest host.
That'd be good.
I think. Yeah. We're going to leave it a surprise guest host. And part of that is we are now recording on my phone. And PJ has the unenviable task of teaching me how to upload and possibly edit this video. So if it doesn't work, if we take 3 weeks off, that's not on. Yeah. It's not on PJ. That's
so if it's like February 3rd right now when you're watching this, you know what happened.
Yes. It took me a little bit longer to learn than normal. The learning curve was steeper than we anticipated. So. All right. Other things that are happening coming up here. What's going on?
I mean, that's a lot. I feel like we're really hitting the ground running in the new year. That's good.
We are. So, okay. Sounds good. All right. We will catch up with you next week then. It is January 11th is our service, or 12th, right? I was getting mixed up.
Oh, the dates in January?
No. Just coming up this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
This weekend. All right. Join us for worship this weekend. I've already lost track of January here. Join us in worship and Bible class this weekend. And whoever brought us the Guatemala coffee from Guatemala, thank you. And please let us know who you are. Thanks. We'll see you next time.